Welcome to Oculus of the Wise. You found this channel because something deep inside you already knew you were searching for it, long before your conscious mind could name what it was looking for. Chosen one, stop, do not scroll past this moment. I know your finger is hovering. I know the noise of the world is pulling you toward the next distraction. But hear me when I tell you this. God specifically arranged for this message to reach you at this exact second of your life. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Now, and there is a reason it could not wait. What you are about to hear was never meant for the masses. The crowd will scroll past it without a second thought. Their spirits are not calibrated to receive what is about to be released here, but yours is. And the fact that you are still here, still reading, still listening, is the first confirmation that heaven has already marked you. If you feel something stirring in your chest right now, a tightness, a quickening, a quiet electricity moving through your body, do not ignore it. That is not anxiety. That is not your imagination. That is your spirit recognizing a frequency it has been waiting its entire life to hear. And if you leave now before this message reaches the place it was designed to reach inside you, you will carry an unnamed ache for weeks, a sense that you were standing at the edge of something sacred and you walked away. I am not telling you this to frighten you. I am telling you this because the Most High does not repeat his invitations. When heaven opens a door, it opens once. And chosen one, this door is open right now for you, only for you. You have always known you were different, not in the way the world celebrates difference, with awards and applause and social media followers. No, your difference has been the quiet kind. The kind that lives in the pit of your stomach at 3 in the morning when the house is silent and your thoughts refuse to sleep. The kind that made you feel like a stranger in your own family. The kind that followed you to every classroom, every workplace, every dinner table, every church pew, whispering the same relentless truth. You do not belong here, you never have. From a young age you noticed it, while the other children played without a care. Something in you was watching, observing, sensing the unspoken tension between adults who smiled at each other with clenched jaws. You saw through the masks before anyone told you they were wearing them. You felt the lie in a compliment. You sensed the danger in a room everyone else called safe. And the older you grew, the heavier this awareness became. In your 20s, you thought it was just growing pains, something you would outgrow once you found your place in the world. In your 30s, you buried it beneath responsibilities, mortgages, marriages, careers, children who needed you to be steady. You told yourself you were fine. You played the role so convincingly that even you almost believed it. In your 40s and 50s, the mask began to crack. The exhaustion of pretending became heavier than the loneliness of being yourself. You started pulling away from gatherings you once forced yourself to attend. You stopped answering calls from people who left you feeling emptied. You chose the quiet of your own company over the chaos of crowds. And you wondered, with a fear you never spoke aloud, if something was fundamentally broken inside you. I need you to hear what I am about to say as if God himself is speaking it directly into your ear, because he is. Nothing is wrong with you. Nothing has ever been wrong with you. Not one single thing. What you have been calling brokenness is actually the most sacred part of you functioning exactly the way the Creator designed it. You are not broken. Chosen one, you are awake. And what you have been experiencing your entire life is the unbearable weight of being conscious in a world that is still asleep. You are a chosen one, and I do not use that term lightly. This is not a motivational phrase. This is not a spiritual bumper sticker designed to make lonely people feel better about their isolation. This is a divine ordination that was sealed over your soul before your mother even knew your name. Before your first breath entered your lungs, the Creator wrote your blueprint differently. He fashioned you as a vessel capable of carrying frequencies that would shatter ordinary containers. He gave you eyes that see through walls others cannot even detect. He wired your nervous system to receive information that bypasses the five senses entirely. You were designed as a spiritual instrument, so finely tuned that the slightest discord in a room registers in your body like a seismic event. And this is exactly why you cannot be around a lot of people. Not because you are weak, not because you are antisocial, not because you lack the social skills the world demands, but because your energy is so rare, so potent, so dangerously close to the frequency of the divine itself, that the Most High has placed a hedge of protection around it. He guards your energy the way a nation guards its most classified intelligence, because what you carry is not just personal, it is generational, it is eternal. And if the wrong environment, the wrong person, the wrong crowd were to access it, the contamination could delay a mission that heaven has been preparing for decades. Let that settle into you. Feel the weight of those words landing, because right now something inside you is shifting. A door is opening in your understanding that has been sealed shut for years, and once it opens, it cannot be closed again. What I am about to reveal will change the way you see every relationship you have ever lost, every room that drained you, and every lonely night you spent wondering why God seemed to have forgotten you. Chosen one, you vibrate at a frequency that most people on this earth will never access. This is not metaphor. This is not poetry. This is spiritual physics. The average person around you operates at a vibration shaped by decades of fear, comparison, ego, unhealed trauma, and unconscious programming absorbed from media, broken families, and a society that rewards conformity over consciousness. But your spiritual awakening, the one that has been unfolding inside you for years, whether you named it or not, has shifted your entire energetic field to a level that creates natural friction with the collective. This is why you feel it the moment you walk into a crowded room, that heaviness that descends on your chest, like someone placed a stone on it. That sudden fog that clouds your thinking in spaces where everyone else seems perfectly comfortable, that desperate urge to leave, to escape, to find a corner where you can breathe again. You are not imagining this. Your body is not lying to you. What you are experiencing is the collision between a divine frequency and a world saturated in spiritual static oil and water. Chosen one. They were never meant to mix. And every time you forced them together, you paid the price with your peace. You are an empath in the most ancient and sacred meaning of that word. Not the watered-down version the internet has turned into a personality quiz. You are a spiritual receiver, a living antenna tuned to frequencies that the human eye cannot see and the rational mind cannot explain. Think back across the decades of your life. How many times has a complete stranger sat beside you on a bus, in a waiting room, at a church event, and within minutes began telling you things they have never told another living soul? How many times have you walked into your workplace and known instantly before a single word was spoken that something was wrong? How many holiday dinners have you survived where you arrived carrying nothing but your own peace and left hauling the invisible weight of every unspoken resentment, every suppressed grief, every masked depression in the room? How many nights have you lain awake carrying sadness that did not belong to you, anxiety with no origin, anger with no target? This has been happening your entire life. And no one ever explained to you why, because no one around you carried the same gift, and those who did were too afraid to name it. Your energy is that of a healer, whether you have accepted that title or not. People are drawn to you with the same unconscious force that draws a wounded animal to water. They sense the depth in you, the safety, the understanding, even across a room. They come to you with their fractures, their confessions, their secrets. They pour into you because your spirit radiates a frequency that says, I can hold this. But here is the truth. No one tells the healer, you were never meant to hold it all. You were never meant to be the emotional landfill for every wounded soul that crosses your path. Your gift was designed to heal, not to hoard, to illuminate, not to absorb. And every time you took on what was not yours to carry, your own light dimmed, your own mission blurred, your own body paid the toll. This is precisely why the divine has placed such an urgent calling on you, to guard your energy with your life, to retreat without guilt, to say no without explanation, to choose solitude over society when your spirit sounds the alarm. This is not selfishness. Chosen one, this is survival, this is obedience. And every person who made you feel guilty for protecting your peace was unknowingly working against the very purpose God placed inside you. If your spirit is burning right now, if something in you is saying, yes, this is what I have been waiting to hear, then I need you to do something, not for me, for yourself, for the calling you carry. Scroll down right now and type "awaken" in the comments. I know it seems like a small thing, but in the spiritual realm, agreement is activation. The moment you declare yourself, heaven records it. Angels move, doors unlock, and the next phase of your journey begins. This is not superstition. This is the same principle that runs through every page of Scripture. Abraham said yes before he had the map. Moses turned aside before he knew the assignment. Isaiah spoke the words, "Here am I, send me," before he understood the cost. Every breakthrough in history began with a single act of agreement, and yours begins now. While you are there, subscribe to Oculus of the Wise if you have not already. This is not a casual request. The messages released through this channel operate on divine timing. Each one is prepared for a specific season in your journey. And if you miss the one meant for your next chapter because you were not connected, the delay falls on your own hesitation. Turn on the notification bell. Let that click be your covenant with the Most High that you will not ignore what He sends you. Stay with me now, do not leave. What I am about to reveal next is the piece you have been missing for years, and once you hear it, everything will finally make sense. Chosen one, your isolation has never been punishment. Read that again in your spirit. Let it dissolve the lie that has tormented you for decades. Every season of loneliness you endured, every friendship that evaporated without warning, every relationship that crumbled when you needed it most, every door that slammed in your face while you were still knocking, all of it was the hand of the Most High moving with surgical precision over your life. He was not abandoning you. He was quarantining you, shielding you, pulling you out of environments that would have suffocated your purpose before it ever had the chance to breathe. This is the ancient pattern, and it has never changed. Moses spent 40 years hidden in a desert before he stood before the most powerful ruler on earth. Elijah was sent to a cave, fed by ravens, forgotten by the world, before he called fire from heaven. Joseph was thrown into a pit by his own blood, sold into slavery, and imprisoned on a lie before he stood in the palace and saved a nation. Daniel survived a den of lions before he was elevated to authority. Esther lived in obscurity, her identity concealed, her royalty unknown, before she was revealed as the one who would rescue an entire people from annihilation. Ruth spent her days gathering leftover grain in a stranger's field before her name was woven into the bloodline of kings. And Christ himself, the Son of the living God, withdrew to mountains, to gardens, to solitary wilderness before every pivotal act of his mission. Do you see it? The pattern is unmistakable. Before every elevation in Scripture came a devastating separation. Before every revelation came a season of isolation so painful that the one enduring it questioned everything. And you, chosen one, have been walking that same ancient road. The wilderness you have been in was not a mistake. It was a prerequisite. Those years of silence, those seasons where you felt invisible, where you cried out for companionship and heaven answered with more stillness. Those were not empty years. They were the most productive years of your spiritual life, because while the world saw you standing still, heaven was fortifying you in ways that will only become visible when your mission is finally revealed. In that solitude, your discernment was sharpened to a razor's edge. Your intuition deepened beyond anything the natural mind can produce. Your spiritual ears were tuned to hear the voice of God without interference, without distortion, without the static of 100 competing opinions. Downloads came to you in the quiet hours. Visions arrived uninvited. Prophetic knowing settled into your spirit like rain into dry soil, and none of it, not one fragment of revelation, would have been possible in the noise of the crowd. But now hear this, and let every cell in your body receive it. The season of preparation is ending. Right now, not next year, not next month. In this very hour, a shift is taking place that you can already feel if you are honest with yourself. A quickening in your spirit, a restlessness that is different from the old ache. This one does not come from longing, it comes from proximity. You are standing so close to your breakthrough that the air around you is already changing. You are crossing a threshold. You are leaving behind the season of asking and entering the season of receiving. The season of hoping is giving way to the season of inhabiting. And this transition will not be gradual. It will arrive with a holy acceleration that startles you and silences every voice that ever told you it was not coming. And chosen one, before I go any further, I need you to receive something that may be the most powerful thing you will hear in your entire life. God is speaking right now, and what he is saying is not a command, it is not a correction, it is not a warning. He is saying 2 words that will unravel everything you thought you knew about your suffering. God is saying, thank you. Let that land. Let it break through every wall you have built around your heart. The creator of the universe, the one who holds galaxies in the palm of his hand, is looking directly at you in this moment and saying, thank you. Thank you for staying when everyone else left. Thank you for believing when the evidence said stop. Thank you for praying in the dark when no one was listening and no answer came. Thank you for carrying the weight without complaining, for showing up broken and still choosing faith, for refusing to curse my name when the silence lasted years longer than you thought you could bear. You did not quit. You did not turn your back. You did not let bitterness have the final word, and I saw every second of it. When God speaks those 2 words to a chosen one, it is never casual. It is always a signal that the season of testing has been sealed and the season of reward has been unlocked. Every time in Scripture that heaven acknowledged the faithfulness of a servant, what followed was not a small blessing. What followed was a complete reversal of circumstances, so dramatic that it silenced every accuser, every doubter, every voice that said it would never happen. And that is exactly what is about to happen in your life. God said thank you, and what follows those words will rewrite your story from this day forward. Heaven has been watching with terrifying precision. Every single act of perseverance was catalogued. Every tear you swallowed at 2 a.m. when no one thought to call and ask how you were doing. Every time you chose faith over bitterness when bitterness would have been so much easier. Every Sunday you showed up with a broken heart and a steady face. Every private moment of worship when the world was asleep and you were on your knees. None of it was wasted, not 1 second, and the response that is now being released from heaven is not a whisper. It is a roar. Doors that have been sealed shut for years are about to open with a force that no human hand can explain. Paths will appear where there was nothing but wall. What was delayed is returning, but it will not return the same way it left. It will return multiplied, transformed, fortified with compound interest that only heaven can calculate. Setbacks are becoming platforms. Losses are becoming leverage. Pain is becoming authority. The very things that nearly destroyed you are being repurposed as the foundation of your rise. This is the divine pattern. God does not just restore, He restores with increase. He restores with vengeance against every season of lack. And what is coming toward you right now is so disproportionate to what you lost that your mind will struggle to receive it. But your spirit already knows it is real. Old cycles are shattering, toxic patterns that have gripped your life for decades. Some of them inherited from generations before you are losing their hold in this very moment. The confusion that clouded your decisions is being replaced by a clarity so sharp, it will feel like someone turned on a light in a room you have been navigating in the dark for 30 years. Relationships that drained you are falling away without drama. Financial pressures that sat on your chest every morning are beginning to dissolve. Health burdens that stole your sleep are being touched by hands you cannot see. Dreams are sharpening. Inner knowing is deepening. Sudden clarity is piercing through situations that have confused you for years. These are not coincidences. These are divine communications. Joseph was guided by dreams, Moses by direct instruction, Paul by vision, and right now your steps are being mapped with the same intentionality that moved heaven to rescue nations. Divine timing does not negotiate with human impatience. You may have watched others flourish while you stood in shadow. You may have questioned why blessings seem to arrive for people who prayed less, who sacrificed less, who suffered less. But understand this with your entire being. Your life was never governed by the world's timeline. It has been governed by purpose. And purpose does not rush because it cannot afford to place a gift in a vessel that is not ready to hold it. Every delay was building capacity. Every detour was creating depth. Every disconnection was removing weight that would have slowed you down in the season you are about to enter. The people who were removed from your path were not accidents. They were divine subtractions. Heaven was clearing the runway because what is about to land in your life requires space. Chosen one, it requires a clear field, an uncluttered spirit, a heart that is not tangled in connections that were never assigned to your destiny. Not every open door is from God. Not every friendship is an assignment. Not every opportunity is an invitation, and the Most High, in His relentless mercy, has been pruning your life with the precision of a surgeon who knows that what he is preparing you for demands nothing less than total readiness. Your mission is too sacred to be diluted by a single distraction. You were called to break generational curses that have held your bloodline in chains for 100 years, to heal wounds that have been passed from grandmother to mother to daughter without anyone ever naming them, to speak truth with such clarity that it slices through decades of lies people have built their entire identities on, to carry light into rooms so dark that the people inside them have forgotten what light looks like, to lead others out of spiritual prisons they do not even know they are in. This is not a side calling. This is not a phase. This is the singular reason your soul was placed on this earth at this specific time in human history. And you cannot, you must not, fulfill it with a blurred vision or a divided heart in the stillness of your sacred solitude. The blueprint for your next move is being revealed. Divine strategy is being downloaded into your spirit with a specificity that will leave no room for doubt. Hidden things are being made plain. And when you finally step forward, you will not move with the frantic desperation of someone chasing destiny. You will move with the calm, terrifying authority of someone who knows that destiny has already chosen them. What is about to be released through your life will touch people you will never meet face to face. It will shift atmospheres in rooms you will never physically enter. It will create ripples that echo across generations long after your name has left the memory of the living. And that is why the Most High has guarded you so fiercely. That is why the isolation was so complete. That is why the preparation took so long, because what you carry is not just for you, it is for the world, chosen one. This is your moment of declaration, not in your mind, in your spirit. Repeat these words and let them become the sword you carry into your next season. I release the fear that taught me to shrink. I lay down the weight of old seasons, old names, old wounds, and old limitations that no longer belong to who God is making me. I choose obedience over comfort, courage over certainty, purpose over safety. I will no longer apologize for the calling I carry. I will no longer dim my light to make the blind more comfortable. Whatever door heaven has opened, I walk through it without looking back. Whatever mission is being activated inside me, I say yes completely, without conditions, without negotiation. My steps are ordered, my energy is protected, my destiny is sealed, and no weapon, no voice, no circumstance formed against me will prosper. I am chosen, I am awake, and I am ready. Now, chosen one, if this message did not just pass through your ears, but pierced through something deep and ancient inside your spirit, if you felt the shift, the recognition, the undeniable knowing that this was prepared specifically for you, then what happens next matters more than you realize. Scroll down right now and write chosen 777 in the comments. Speak your city and your nation beneath this message. Let it be recorded in the spiritual realm as your act of agreement with what heaven is declaring over your life in this hour. Do not hesitate. Hesitation is the language of doubt, and doubt has no place in the life of a chosen one. If you have not yet subscribed to Oculus of the Wise, understand what you are risking. This channel does not release content. It releases divine frequencies timed to specific spiritual seasons. The next message being prepared is already aligned with the exact battle you will face in your coming weeks. If you are not subscribed, if the notification bell is not activated, you will not receive it when it arrives. And that gap, that missed moment, could cost you clarity at the exact hour you need it most. Subscribe now, not because I am asking, because heaven is positioning you. And every act of alignment you take in this moment compounds into authority in the next. Share this message with the one person who came to mind while you were listening. You know exactly who they are. That face that flashed before your eyes was not random. That was the Holy Spirit identifying someone in your circle who is walking through their own wilderness right now. Someone who is on the edge of giving up because no one has ever told them that their isolation is not punishment, but preparation. Send this to them. Let your obedience become their lifeline. Like this video, let that single click carry the weight of a declaration, not a habit, not a reflex, a covenant. Your way of saying to the Most High, I agree with every word spoken over my life. I receive it. I stand in it, and I refuse to walk away from it. You were set apart because you were set above. You are not behind schedule. You are not forgotten. You are not running out of time. You are right on time, divine time, and what is about to unfold in your life will justify every year of waiting, redeem every tear, and vindicate every lonely night you spent wondering if heaven even remembered your name. It does, it always has, and it is moving now with a force that nothing in this world can stop. Stand tall, chosen one. Straighten your spine, lift your head, because your destiny is no longer approaching from a distance. It is here. It has arrived, and you are ready for it. You have always been ready. You just needed someone to tell you what heaven has known all along. Welcome to your awakening. Welcome to Oculus of the Wise. The next message is already being prepared for you. Do not miss it. Until then, walk boldly through every door that opens. Heaven is watching your every step, and heaven is proud of what it sees.